We're standing here by the Sea of Galilee, and not far from us is the Mount of Beatitudes, where Jesus delivered the greatest sermon that's ever been given. And our story today is going to come from the very end of that message. He's been teaching what we call today the Beatitudes. And our story is his end cap. It's his ending of that message. And here is where our story begins. Jesus said, "Not everyone who says to me, 'Lord, Lord,' shall enter the kingdom of my Father in heaven, but only those who obey the words of my Father. Many will say to me in that day, 'Lord, Lord, have we not cast out demons in your name and done many wonderful works in your name and proclaimed your word?' And I'm going to say to them, 'Depart from me, you workers of iniquity, because I never knew you.'" And Jesus goes on to say, "The man who hears these words of mine, he's like the wise man who builds his house on the rock. And the rains descended, and the storms came, and the floods rose, and the wind beat against that house. But it stood because it was built on the rock. But those who hear these words of mine and don't do them, they're like the foolish man who built his house on the sand. And the rains descended, and the floods came, and the wind beat against that house, and it fell. And great was the fall of it." And that's our story from God's Word.
And if the stars could speak, they'd shout,